hello. I hope you had a great break. I know there's a little bit longer than what you thought it was going to be when you left on that Friday before spring break, but here we are, and hopefully this instructional video and the Google Meet that we have tomorrow, either at 11 o'clock in the morning or 1 p.m., will bring a little bit of normalcy to this abnormal situation. But we're going to kick off like we always do. Random fact of the day: stressed is desserts spelled backwards. So keep that in mind. If you're feeling a little stressed or a little anxious during this time with a lot of things that are different, a lot of craziness that's going on in the world, just keep in mind, stressed is desserts backwards. So if you want to have a dessert in the middle of this instructional video or at the end, or maybe 2, 3, who knows, 4 times today, you are at home learning, so a lot of the rules are off. So go ahead and do that. Remember, stressed is desserts spelled backwards. All right, opening thoughts here. Life map. I know a lot of you guys have emailed me and you've been working on this life map. Great, keep doing that. But the due date of April 20th won't be the due date. There's no way. We are out of school at this point. We're in school at home, but we're out of school physically. So that April 20th date won't be the date. We'll extend that. I don't have the exact date yet, but just, work on it like you have been. But just know that, those details will come as we start figuring out when we specifically will be back in school. I know at this point the word is that we are out until the week before Easter, but who knows, that could change based off of what the governor, what the mayor, what the CDC, what the superintendent say. So we're kind of in a holding zone right now. Continue to work on the life map, but there's no definitive due date yet. Specifically, no due date as of April 20th. All right, so keep working on it though. The comparison assignment will roll out tomorrow. I think I'll post it to Schoology around 7:30 in the morning. But we will talk more about that and explain that in the Google Meet that we have tomorrow, either at 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. So make sure you read through that comparative assignment. You don't have to work on it, but read through it a little bit so that when we get to the Google Meet and we explain it, you can have some specific questions that you have for us. All right. We're going to use Google Meet regularly. We'll use Flipgrid. We'll use Schoology. We'll use a lot of the same tools that we normally use. I guess the different one would be Google Meet, so that we can at least have some sort of class face-to-face interaction. I'm going to need that a little bit. I'm sure you're going to need that a little bit. I literally have been locked in my house, not locked, but in my house for, I guess this is day 11. Tomorrow will be day 12 since getting back from Italy. So I have had really zero human contact or outdoor anything. So being able to see other faces will be nice, and hopefully it will be for you as well. So Google Meet is something we'll try to use regularly. All right, so we're going to kick off this instructional video just with a short poem by Edward Guest entitled Courage. And now you can access this poem in Schoology. In the grading period 5 folder, there's a poetry folder, and Courage by Edward Guest is in there. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and read it. I have a copy here. I'm going to go ahead and read this to you, and then it'll be your job to reread it, and I'll give you what you need to do with it in a second. Courage by Edward Guest. Courage isn't a brilliant dash, a daring deed in a moment's flash. It isn't an instantaneous thing born of despair with a sudden spring. It isn't a creature of flickered hope or the final tug at a slipping rope. But it's something deep in the soul of a man that is working always to serve some plan. Courage isn't the last resort in the work of life or the game of sport. It isn't a thing that a man can call at some future time when he's apt to fall. If he hasn't it now, he will have it not when the strain is great and the pace is hot. For who would strive for a distant goal must always have courage within his soul. Courage isn't a dazzling light that flashes and passes away from sight. It's a slow, unwavering, ingrained trait with the patience to work and the strength to wait. It's a part of a man when his skies are blue. It's a part of him when he has work to do. The brave man never is freed of it. He has it when there is no need of it. Courage was never designed for show. It isn't a thing that can come and go. It's written in victory and defeat, and every trial a man may meet. It's part of his hours, his days, and his years, back of his smiles and behind his tears. Courage is more than a daring deed. It's the breath of life and a strong man's creed. So that's Courage by Edward Guest. So what I want you to do is you need to reread Courage by Edward Guest, and on a blank Google Doc, type a strong paragraph explaining what you feel the poem means, and then describing the picture that the poet tries to create. Keep in mind, he's trying to use words to invoke a feeling or create a picture in the mind of the reader. So don't just explain the poem, but also describe the picture the poet tries to create within his words. Okay? So on that blank Google Doc, that's what you're going to do. Then once you complete it, submit the document to the assignment on Schoology. After you've done that, submit a video on Flipgrid sharing what you wrote. All right, so there's the Flipgrid code. It's flipgrid.com/C376C35F. If you have that Flipgrid app, I believe you can just put those final letters in there. So make sure that you do that. So you have written the document, you've typed it up, you submit it on Schoology, and then after that, you're going to video yourself reading your poetry analysis. And if you want to add more details to it, more than what you wrote, that's great. Make sure as you're putting that Flipgrid video together that you are also submitting it and then replying to other videos that get posted. All right. This is due on Tuesday, so March 24th. It's due Tuesday. This shouldn't take you very long. This is what we do in a warm-up. So really, this is about for you to read it and write it up. It's about a 15-minute task. Now, the video may take a little bit longer, but really, it's like a 15-minute task. So you could probably get it finished today, but it's not due until Tuesday. So make sure that you have the document submitted to Schoology. Make sure you submit the video on Flipgrid. All right. So again, the life map, it's not due on April 20th, but keep working on it. If you have questions, then you need to email me or, email me. Maybe we can even set up a Google Meet so that we can talk face to face. But if you have questions that can be answered in a text form, just email me and I will answer those questions as best as I can. All right, the comparative assignment or the comparison assignment, it's going to post tomorrow around 7:30 in the morning. And what we're going to do tomorrow then is we will talk through it in the Google Meet. So make sure that you download the Google Meet app from the app catalog. And then make sure you sign up for one of the times on the form. There's the form address if you want to make sure that you access that, but you can also check your email because I sent it to you in an email. So make sure you check that email, sign up for whatever time that you want to attend the Google Meet, either 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. So 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. All right, we're looking forward to seeing you guys. And just keep in mind as you are finishing this, as you're probably hopefully eating a dessert of some sort, keep in mind this is a difficult time. So be safe, be sane, and be sensational. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.